I am Mr. Cage, and this is Proteential, teaching kids to think before they do. You may be watching this video because you're interested in one of two positions. The first position is the contract speaker slash facilitator position. The other one is to be a talent acquisition partner. Either way, this presentation and this conversation that I'm gonna have with you will give you enough information to make an educated decision. First and foremost, we never persuade. I don't like the word selling and the connotation that comes with that. This conversation is for educational purposes. It connects our experiences with this program, the model itself, and it's up to you to determine if you want to join the team or not. Either way, we can still build together. You can share this presentation with somebody that may find interest in one of these two positions, or you can reach out to me. You can text me at 773-599-1133. We could collaborate in another capacity. Who knows? We just gonna go off the flow. I'm going to share my screen. Give me one moment. The goal for this presentation is to finish it in the 30 to 45-minute span of time. There's a lot of information to go over. My goal is not to bombard you or anybody with all of the information, but I want to give you enough. I want to give you enough for your understanding purposes. This is Proteential, teaching kids to think before they do. Our goal, 5-year goal, is to establish one Proteential in every state. How did this come about? I have no idea. I have no idea. It wasn't something that I put a lot of thought into. I think the thought just came to me as I was sharing a voice memo with one of my close brothers, Mr. Ernest Krim. Shout out to you, bro, if you're watching this. Organically, it just came. One Proteential in every state. We are on course to achieve that goal. And this summer, it's June and July, we're heavily dedicated on outreach, training, and development. We have to get our facilitators in a position to be able to facilitate this program in the 2025-2026 school year. All right, these are some of our partners. All of these people are located in Illinois. All of these people are located in suburbs close to me. All of these people I talk with on a consistent basis. We have genuine organic relationships. We also have 3 other partners in Texas, Arizona, and California. It's myself. The timeline is left to right. Junior high, that picture that you see in the middle is probably from 2022, 2023, and high school. My high school career was treacherous. Many of the experiences, many of the lessons that were learned is integrated into Proteential. Wisdom key for us is to share that got to get the students' attention before we educate them, whether that be academically, professionally, or personally. Something to really consider. Moving forward, myself, I'm a training development specialist and a training manager. I love to train. Teaching and training is different. Teaching can be the distribution or dissemination of information. Training is, hey, I gave you that. Let me see what you do with it. Let me help you. to get the outcome that you're supposed to get from the tools I placed in your hand. Whether you had the tool, we blew the dust off of it, or we sharpened the tool, or maybe I gave you a tool from my toolkit to add to yours. Current and previous roles, certifications, and awards, Director of Operations / Life Coach for Divine Works Education and Training. You see direct positions there and tandem with some of my partners or former partners in Texas Maze of Life Resource Center, Community Outreach Specialist, and it goes on and on and on. My degree is a bachelor's degree in business administration, concentration, small business management, and entrepreneurship. Getting into education was a purpose-driven decision, and it was not originated by me. It was not something that I wanted to do. I did not want to deal with other people's kids. You may find that funny. Throughout my journey, I found out that this is what I was designed to be, and this is what I was designed to do. Helping kids think before they do, for them to be able to maximize their full potential in all areas of life. I grew up on the east side of Joliet. Joliet is about 40 to 45 minutes outside the city of Chicago. I went to Keith, Washington Junior High and Joliet Central, which Washington Junior High and Joliet Central, we had the opportunity to go to both of those schools, middle school and high school, and facilitate the Proteential program. I love to exercise, watch Netflix from time to time, and I have a master's degree at doing nothing. My current and previous experience or work experience, I got involved in mentoring when I was 27 years of age. Right now, as we stand and recorded this video, I am 45 years young. Transitioned into my vocational professional development, which took place at Job Corps. Shout out to Job Corps. At this time of this recording, or at the time of this recording, Job Corps is in jeopardy of being shut down. I think there's a pause on it right now. That space and place and those people in that space and place did wonders for my life on a personal and professional aspect. Shout out to them, forever grateful and thankful. I volunteered there for 5 months before I transitioned into career preparation instructor, which was my first position. My second position was a outreach admission / career preparation instructor, which was more of the outreach and educating the students on the program from A to Z. I also did a lot of staff development and training as well. But eventually, this what happened. I wanted to be a direct impact to my Joliet community. Remember, I lived in Joliet for 45 years of my life. I'm a part of this community. I was once a person who destroyed the community. It's an instrument who destroyed the community, and now I want to be an instrument to rebuild the community, which allowed me to transition into a high school. My high school positions I played was substitute teacher, short-term, long-term substitute teacher. That means when a teacher goes off for various reasons, you come in and you teach their class for them for at least 2, 3 to 4 months. Also played the role of mentorship and facilitating youth development programs within that school district for both schools, Joliet Central and Joliet West. Partnered with Trio on different occasions and other clubs and organizations within that school district. Shout out to all our partners there. We have a diverse portfolio and body of work. And these are some of our partners who have helped us build this body of work over the period of time that we've been doing training in the Chicagoland area. Shout out to all of our partners. Moving forward, one of the other reasons outside of just being inspired, we want to develop this program and expand it is because of this statement by Donnie Wiggins. And the statement reads as this: the more valuable you are to your business, the less valuable your business is. What does that mean? Especially if you are an entrepreneur and you may be looking to partner with us, because entrepreneurs had a tendency to have more of a flex in their schedule. So we geared towards you all. What does that mean? the more valuable you are to your business, the less valuable the business is. I'll share with you how. The first Potential was done in October 2023. It came about because I was asked to come to speak to 167th graders. Once I was able to meet with the staff that asked me to come in, first question that they asked me was, Mr. Cage, what is your vision for this project? My response, I don't have one. What is it that you need? For my entrepreneurs watching this, and also maybe traditional employees, value is always in the identification of a need via your customer or client. My other question to the staff was, give me 4 to 5 problems, 4 to 5, that your staff is having right now with these kids at the school. They gave me 4 or 5, the light bulb came on. Ding! You know what, you all? I got an idea. Instead of me getting the mic and speaking to 167th graders, which I'm not going to be able to hold the attention, we specialize in interactive education and training. Let's keep it there. I've taught in middle schools, high schools, kindergarten, first grade, second, fourth, fifth, 12th. I have a library of experiences via my own experience, or maybe what students share with me, or even through observation. Some of these scenarios is relative to what your students are facing right now. Students plug in to stuff that relates to them. Their attention will be held. How about we build some scenarios? We're going to put it in a choice matrix. We're going to put the students in teams and have them go through these scenarios themselves. And we'll expose them to the scenarios, and we'll give them our answers as far as decision making, and see if their decisions line up with the choices that we give them. Sounds good. From that standpoint, Proteential was designed. It took about 2 months to gather the scenarios, the logistics, the format, but it was worth it. From there, we went to Providence Catholic High. Shout out to you all. We did work with 420 students, basically 200 sophomores and 200 freshmen. Potential in Action transitioned into one of my alma maters, Washington Junior High. They're the Warriors now. When I went there, they were the Chiefs. We worked with a total of 600 students, 400 6th and 7th graders, and 200 8th graders. We identify what the problems are at the school. We pair them with the learning objectives. And as we go through this facilitation in the assembly schedule, which is normally an hour, our goal is to hit all those learning objectives. These learning objectives are addressed implicitly. They're not always explicit. Implicit means it's wrapped or integrated in the scenarios or the conversation. Explicit means it's highlighted. We're talking about conflict. We're talking about peer pressure, bullying, vaping. Those are explicit topics that will be highlighted. Nonetheless, we always address all the learning objectives that we create based on our interaction with the school. Going into another middle school, Fairmont Middle School, shout out to, I think they are District 83. Shout out to them. We did work with this community and school for at least 2 years in tandem and teamwork with Fairmont Community Partnership Group. Shout out to Miss Delinda, shout out to Miss Paula, and shout out to my mentor, Miss Betty. It's an awesome experience to work with that community of Lockport, and also equally important to work with Fairmont Middle School. Shout out to my superintendent, my principal, assistant principal, and community liaison in that area. Next, we go into our workshop that we partner with the Lockport Park District at the Fairmont Community Center. and also to our Fairmount Community Partnership Group. We sharpen important skills like communication, teamwork, time management, cell phone etiquette, self-regulation, and critical thinking, all through the expression of what? 10 Black historians you didn't learn about in school. Thank you, Mr. Ernest Krim, for allowing us to use the content connected to that facilitation. Potential in action again. And everything that I'm sharing with you in this conversation, the bulk of it, this is over a 2 year period of time, not even 2 years. This program has had this type of impact in less than a 2 year span. October will make year number 2. A bulk of this work was done, a bulk of this work was done in the, I won't even, it's probably in the first, well, it was done over a span of time. I can't really say where the bulk of it was done because I'll be doing disjustice and disservice to each year. But we haven't hit 2 years collectively. This year, 6 of our young men that were enrolled in the program graduated from middle school. One of those individuals had a 3.73 grade point average and was the valedictorian. My other students had GPAs ranging from 3.0 to 3.49, with 4 out of the 6 getting honorable mentions for subjects like physical education, math, science, and literature. Shout out to those young men. Next is my brother, Coach Joseph Johnson, and my brother, Ernest Krim. They assisted us at the Boys Leadership Conference at Lewis University, put on by Valley View School District. Shout out to Valley View School District, because remember, Proteential was first done with Brooks Middle School, who is in Valley View School District. And lastly, the highlight facilitation of the 2024-2025 school year was, wrap it up, for my alma mater, Joliet Central, Coach Brumfield and Coach Martin, Joliet Central girls varsity basketball team. We had the opportunity to work with them in a tremendously awesome way. Those girls had good attitudes, good energy, good participation, good feedback. We also have our podcast, who our first guest was Chloe Krim, tremendous athlete, tremendous student athlete, and tremendous person. She is a beast in the track and field arena. She's a 9-time All-American indoor track champion. Shout out to baby girl. Last but not least is Ames, Association of Illinois Middle Schools co-executive director, my sister, Amy Botica, who connected with us and asked us to come to do a facilitation with those educators at one of their professional developments. Going into, you see in the portfolio, right? Education. Remember, we're not trying to sell you anything because that's not what we do. You've seen the experience associated with it in less than 2 years. Now let's go into the core of the material. When the cat is the way, the mice will play. I know you've heard that before. Well, translation, without supervision, our kids and students, they'll do what they want to do. We are not present, or they will behave badly, which means that their behavior is not in alignment with classroom rules, expectation, and school norms. They'll behave badly when the authority figure they are most familiar with is not present. Why? Answer, motivation. If you're watching this video, the key, and I would strongly say this again, the key to academic success and behavior success is motivation. I'll share with you why. When our young people are motivated by externals are rewards, recognition, or consequences, the likelihood that they will do what they want or behave badly decreases. Why? Because the individual or their individual lives are solely based on external motivation. That person, they do to get. So they do initially for positive reinforcement, whether it's coming from a person, or whether it's coming in the form of an object, their motivation for doing what is right is in hope of getting something he or she wants in return. I read this to you because this is a key moment. External motivation is the lowest level of motivation. We understand that when our kids are younger, still developing in all areas of life, we use external rewards, recognition, reward, or consequence to keep them focused and motivated. However, if this method of motivation remains a primary and a constant, then our kids will have issues with integrity as they become older. Why? Because they will only follow directions when certain authority figures are present, or they will follow directions merely to get what they want, not because they are doing what is right. Motivation. Think before you do. So if a student is thinking about what they will get solely in exchange for the behavior, then the behavior is going to be contingent on externals. So when you take that external away, the behavior declines. That's what we don't want. And that is something that is taking place in institutions of learning all over the United States of America, whether we are speaking about K through 5, middle school and high school. Students are being conditioned to behave based upon externals. Our goal is to teach them, empower them, and train them and equip them from the inside out. That means it doesn't matter who's in the room, who's there, who's not there. Peer pressure is not existent when this is cultivated and internalized. Sometimes we focus on the consequences, externals. But do we give attention to the habits, internal, that lead to the consequences, external, and the habits, internal, that are built as a result of the consequences, external? The consequence of not getting caught externally is a bad habit internally. You got it? So you see where I'm going now. For example, bringing vapes and bringing and using vapes in school, it fosters a disregard for rules. This disregard can lead to negative consequences, such as losing a job and missing out on opportunities to earn money. Externals. Students need supervision, vision outside their sight or vision outside their vision, because they lack vision. Many students lack vision because they don't have a dream, or they have yet to become aware of the dream, and we impose academics on them and rules, and we may or may not ask them, what's your dream? What's important to you? What's your interest? Describe yourself in 4 words. We miss that. And when we miss that, we don't get an opportunity to develop these positive self-images and establish standards of conduct at school, in life, and in the community. So we're not only trying to redirect the behavior in school. I want you to be the same person that you are here, that you are outside the building. I don't want to change and see a different person. But that happens when people are solely conditioned on externals. We also incorporate restorative practices and scenario-based learning that teach the importance of reflection and consideration. This approach fosters the holistic development of students, equipping preteens and teens with essential problem-solving skills to evaluate the long-term consequences of their actions. Now, when we say the whole child, we think that the whole child is like socially, behaviorally, and academically. The holistic child is spiritually, mentally, physically, socially, financially, and emotionally. You have tier 1 students, general population, then tier 2 and tier 3, which is a little bit more intensive, a little bit more challenging. But our goal is to help them in all areas of life, truly holistically. I'm going to share with you how we do that in a practical example, because I'm giving you the core of the program now. So for my facilitators, you can kind of see where our direction is going with the program itself. You can see the uniqueness of the program in contrast to what some schools are already offering. Our goal is not to compete with the school. That's not our goal. Our goal is to complement what the school is already doing for them to achieve their goals, but also to help the student achieve their goals academically, but outside of the school itself. We do this in scenario-based learning. Scenario-based learning is one of the most effective ways to truly teach a young person because it's relative to experiences that's relevant to them. Too many times we are sharing content or the delivery of the content that is not quite hidden. This is why students fall victim, because the attention getter for them is number one, TikTok, number two, Instagram. Those are the two attention hitters for them. TikTok and Instagram, because it's entertaining, it's edutainment. Education and entertainment combined into one orientation equates to edutainment, which really pulls the attention of the student and it imparts lifestyle to them without them being aware. This scenario-based learning is an educational approach that leverages real-world scenarios to enrich the learning experience. This method transforms traditional focus from passive information absorption to active engagement. Activities such as discussions, role-playing, collaborative problem-solving. Learners can deepen their understanding and improve retention of the material. And if we can improve retention, we can improve application. Champions build in silence, ghost practice in the dark. I won't spend a lot of time on this, but this is what this means. And if you take some notes, jot this down for me. VMA, visualization, meditation, and affirmation. Champions build in silence, visualizing and meditating. And goats build in the dark. I'm building towards my dream. My dream has yet to manifest, but because I have practical strategies in place and I'm applying those practical strategies, my dream will manifest because I'm operating off principle and not off feelings and emotions. Two concentrations for us: helping eighth graders transition into high school, because some of the high schools, or I'm sorry, middle schools that we associate with are smaller, 300 to 600 kids, and then you transition into a school that has like 3,300, that can bring opportunities for a lot of solutions, but also can bring opportunities for a lot of problems. Then our focus is to help the seniors transition into life. Why? Because I didn't transition to life after high school. I graduated from high school to jail, internally, then externally, because I didn't have a plan for my life. And if you don't have a plan for your life, life will have a plan for you. Let me touch and speak to the possible talent acquisition partners. You partner with us, this is something that you have to know these concepts to be able to communicate to those who may want to be facilitators. You got to understand these concepts. You got to understand these methods and expressions to be able to effectively interview individuals and bring them to the experience. Because remember, we are educating, we're not persuading. Example, excuse me. Now I've given you the body of work. I've given you the concept, the core of what we do and how we do. Now I'm going to show you how we do what we do. If we are getting ready to we got 3 packages that we offer. 1 on a larger scale throughout the school year, 2 assembly, and then 3 smaller sessions throughout the duration of the school year. This complements the duration of school year. We start out a session with our young people, maybe 5 to 10. First question, what is your dream? Your dream is what you want your life to look like when you become an adult. It's broad. It's not just academics. Mm-mm. is life in general. We need academics plays a portion of what we do as we maximize our full potential in this thing we call life, but it's not the whole piece. What happens is that we invest and we put so much time into academics that the other part of the person remains underdeveloped. And then we claim that we're trying to help the holistic child, but we're putting a lot of intention on academics. It's equivalent to a person, a male who goes to the gym and works on the top half and not the bottom. Where you work on the top half, it's going to be big, it's going to look strong, but your foundation, your legs, your bottom half is going to be weak. As my fiance would say, your lower extremities. The second question is, why do you aspire to achieve that dream? What is your why? This is a tricky one because just because a student has a strong why, their why not be strong enough because they either dapping or they dipping. Dapping means this: dreams, aspirations, and plan. Dipping, dipping is dreams, inspiration, and plan. Remember, DAP. DAP is dreams, aspirations, and plan. To dip means dreams, inspirations, and plan. The latter part is the stronger one because inspiration comes from the inside out. Aspiration can come from externals. I see what somebody else has, or I see their lifestyle. That's going to be my motivator. Externals, this is a key note for my facilitators, counselors, social workers who may be watching this, educators, and talent acquisition partners. Externals never hold a person to where they can experience longevity in what they do because externals always fade. Always. Literally and physically. Externals always go out of style. You buy a shirt, you wash it several times, even if you take it to the cleaners, it's going to fade. Trends fade as well. Building inside out. It never fades because it's associated with principles. And lastly, what actions do you need to take to turn your dream into a reality? Dreams, a dream with a plan and execution equates to success. A dream with a plan and execution equates to success. A plan without a dream and execution is a wish. And now we go into a brief scenario. Give me that vape. This scenario is one where, from my own life experience as an educator, where I had a student come into a classroom, particularly at advisory or what some would call a study hall. He was supposed to be at lunch. He asked me to come into the classroom. I was like, I allowed him to come to the classroom. He's sitting at a table with three other guys at a classroom that's like a lab type of setting. And I hear a vape pen go off. And I asked the students to step out and give me the vape pen. They refused. Eventually, I called security, and the student ended up getting suspended. So I asked students, what happened? From your standpoint, what took place? This person's name is Giovanni, so we substitute the name of the student for confidentiality purposes, but it's an experience that I had. So I chose to share it because I know it's relative to what students are dealing with. What did Giovanni do right? What did he do wrong? How did he right is wrong? So this is a part of the choice matrix, and I'll give you one example out of this choice matrix. What was the one thing he did right? So once that comes on the screen, we hit that Mission Impossible button, and it does this. And then it ends like this. You got students pairing and sharing in their group. And then once ever that whatever conclusion they come to, they share it out vocally, or they can write it down if we supply them with a answer key. I'm going to reshare my screen with you because I want to get to another portion. So we want to finish this out. So the last portion of this scenario-based learning experience is Was his behavior healthy or unhealthy? His behavior was not healthy. Giovanni's behavior was unhealthy. On a scale from 1 to 5, let's rate his self-awareness, because self-awareness is a social emotional learning component. Did they identify with its emotions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, unsatisfactory. 2, needs improvement. 3, meets expectations. 4, exceeds expectations. And 5, outstanding. Students, what you rate Giovanni? Raise your hand if you believe he's a 1. Tell me why. Those students are sharing out in relation to an experience that they've had. Now, here we go. This is what I love. This was done with the Joliet Central Girls varsity basketball team. We focus on the mindset, and the mindset that we gave attention to was the mindset on the court. I want y'all to give me the attributes of a lady on the court under the MVP. 3, 2, 1, go. So they had 2 minutes in groups of 5 with 1 marker and 1 dry eraser board, and they wrote down the attributes of an MVP in a negative sense. Go. Self-interest, ball hogginess, lack of teamwork, resistance to coaching, poor attitude, conflict with team. Same question, y'all, but under the championship. If we have a championship mentality, what words do you describe that with? Selflessness, adaptability, team player mentality, coachable, good attitude, leadership. Now, you all play basketball, right? Off the court, because off the court is more important than on the court, because your off the court behavior can take you off the court, right? You're like, yes. And we're not going to play basketball indefinitely for the entirety of our lives. So this is more important than your basketball career. No, we're talking about off the court, doing before we think and thinking before we do. Because as leaders, there are 2 captains on your team. You have to set an example in school more importantly or as equally important than you do on the court. Give me words that are associated with doing before you think. Inconsiderate, impulsive, reckless, reactive, immaturity, fail. Think before you do. Consideration, reflection, caution, mindfulness, and maturity. What happens is that when the students go through this exercise, we see the commonalities that we share in the words that we express based on these type of scenarios. All right. We'll take a little deep breath and pause before we go into this next portion. I'll get some water. And then as you watch this, if you got any questions, I'm giving this pause to give you room to share any questions or thoughts or feedback that you may have. Excuse me. We went through the why connected to the program. Why we expanded the body of work, the body of work, and we went into the core of the program. What the program does, how does it do what it does, some of the methodology associated with the program. Then lastly, I showed you 3 examples of how we actually do the program, as examples with the smaller groups, starting out with the smaller groups. Then we shared the larger groups. Then we shared the last portion with a smaller group in an athletic capacity. Now we'll go into the business portion. So facilitators and talent acquisition partners alike need to have a strong sense of what all this means and how it connects. For my contract public speakers and facilitators, ideally, I would love you to be an entrepreneur because you got income already and you have flexibility in your time. You also go into these schools and community centers or wherever it is that we identify contracts, you be speaking from your experience of success and failures. So that's why we love to connect and partner with entrepreneurs. The curriculum certification and professional development, they're mandatory for this position. The initial cost for the certification is $499, which requires an annual renewal. You will be grandfathered in at that price point. Grandfather means that that's your price, and people that come after you may have to invest more because of the impact of the program and the brand. Right now, trust me, you're catching it at a good price because of where our price point is at, for our schools. And it's mainly based on the work we put into it because the content is organically developed based on the feedback from administration and the students. So there has never been a time where we've done the exact same facilitation with the exact same content. We're creating some brand new content for one of our partner schools to do a facilitation in September. So it takes a lot of work in addition to the administrative part pertaining to surveys and contacting us that we provide to our schools. So it's a tremendous amount of value, it's a tremendous amount of work. We offer, so the $499, in addition to what I shared with you, it gives you access to a comprehensive library of training videos, instructional materials on behavior intervention, case studies, speaking tips, and restorative strategies. A payment plan is available. I'll share with you in a second, but it's really broken up into two portions. Once you complete your full payment or partial payment, then from there you get access to the training. One of the training videos is called Survival Mode. It's 2 hours and 6 minutes. From that standpoint, once you complete and you send an email back to myself, I will send you an email giving you access to the exam. It's 30 questions. It's a combination of true and false, multiple choice, and free response. Once you complete that, then you send I don't know because the system will let me know that you completed it. I will let you know within a week, pass or fail. Nobody has ever failed the exam. Additionally, once that's complete, you must attend ongoing trainings twice a month on an alternating schedule. That's Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner is done every other week, Tuesday nights from 8:15 to 9:15. It is recorded as well. And this goes into the breakdown of the certification. As you see, first initial payment, 249.50. Remaining balance, 249.50. And then you go and pay your other 249.50 if you choose to go that route. Your total is $499. Shout out to you in advance. Payments considered. Once we get paid, then within 24 to 48 hours, we pay you. That payment notification is sent from Mr. Cage at DivineWorksENT.com. We use Chase, QuickPay, and Zelle. Most effective, efficient way to pay because we can get you paid and we can document what goes out of the company and what goes to you. Coach's Corner. This is a part of our ongoing professional development or training and development that is mandatory. It's mandatory if you are a partner and associated with this program. Welcome to Coach's Corner with Mr. Cage. Excuse me. Here we provide a great deal of conceptual, ideal, and procedural how-to on this platform. It's also a space where we offer class facilitation tips, best practices in business and life. If you got a business, it's going to help you in your business, and it's going to help you in your life, guaranteed. Curricular overview, technical, software, web tools, whatever tools that we use to facilitate, we make you aware. So we're adding to the toolkit that you may have already as an entrepreneur, and we're sharpening those tools, and we're helping you blow the dust off tools that you may not have used in a minute. Team building opportunities, support consists of troubleshooting, problem solving, and encouragement. Brainstorming, team building, Q&A. We look forward to partnering to expedite your personal and professional growth. Hey, realize full potential. So here's our certification process. We normally connect with people in various platforms. One of those platforms is LinkedIn. I kind of look at the resume, body of work, YouTube if you got one. Then I share the FAQ. From there, we set a time to meet, and then we do a 45 to an hour session, interview session. That's the first one. The second one is more about you. The first one is more about us and us telling you about the history of the program and what we do. Remember, it's educational purposes. It's not to sell you. I can't. I really like despise that word because it's so much baggage connected to that word. It's just amazing. Okay, we're gonna partner. We reached a partnership agreement. Boom. I'll give you a date and a time for the certification process. That detail is sent via email. You can either watch the certification video and complete the program at your own pace independently or engage in a live training with the director of operations, myself, in a cohort setting. Most people are pacing themselves and going or they're taking their approach to do individually, which I highly recommend. So you won't have to wait because right now our goal is to get as many quality applicants. I won't say applicants, get as many quality trainers to start the training process for us to hit the ground running when this school year, this 2025-2026 school year starts. Again, rest assured, nobody has ever failed the certification exam. And as I repeat, you get notification in a week to know pass or fail. Then after that, we'll send an agreement via DocuSign. Then you'll be enrolled in Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner, again, is every other Tuesday, 8:15 to 9:15. If you cannot make it, just let me know. Then from there, what I'll do is every Coach's Corner is recorded. So we'll put the recorded in the PTA. PTA is Potential Training Academy. Once you complete your video exam and your payment for your certification, you go on to PTA, Potential Training Academy. And last but not least, you cannot give you all to something that you are not passionate about. You get out what you put in. And I tell people all the time, and I've said this countless number of times, if you're not passionate to help youth, this is not for you. We can work together in whatever capacity of community building or business. But if you are not passionate about youth, this is not for you because youth has changed since we were younger. They have, in my professional opinion, they have more obstacles. You have many single parent family homes, so it makes it more difficult. And the youth, their experience is stretching us as persons, as professionals. You got to be willing to stretch, and it can't be monetary based. It's got to be, as my one of my former associate and colleagues, Dr. Ingram would say, it's got to be hard. It's hard work. It's hard work. It's coming from the heart. I didn't get into this arena because I wanted to. I got in this arena because that's what I was called to do, chosen to do, designed and assigned to do. So Mr. K signing out. As always, be great at what you do, but be even greater. Be even greater at who you are.